Hey YouTube, I have a little bit of book yumminess, and it is called The Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls, and this is a great book. It is a memoir by she's now a writer and contributor to MSNBC, but she grew up in very rural West Virginia and Phoenix, Arizona. They moved around a lot. Her parents were free spirits, didn't really always have traditional jobs, and they had 4 children, and they lived a hard life. The children were routinely made fun of at school, called poor white trash. The children learned how to take care of themselves. They fed, clothed, and protected one another. Eventually found their way to New York. It is a story and a look at a family that is so deeply dysfunctional but uniquely vibrant. It's like the roles were reversed. Her dad, he was great. He got great imagination. Probably should have been an engineer. Always wanted to invent things, but he was an alcoholic. He drank, and he was destructive. But he was also brilliant and charismatic, and it just shows how people move through life. She felt at one time she was passing. You know how you hear how some people can pass for white if they're a certain race, but she was passing because at a certain point in her life, like in college, here she is, this great intellectual, she gets good grades, blah blah blah, driven, everything, but no one knew about her family life being dirt poor in Virginia. All the other poor people in West Virginia made fun of the family. That's how poor they were. They ate like mayonnaise sandwiches, and there were times where they went hungry. A lot of times they were so poor that they would miss meals. They didn't have indoor plumbing, and so they made it out. And this is a great story of resilience and just of the human spirit. And she had Jeanette, the author of this memoir, had to come to terms with the fact that her parents liked living on the fringe. They didn't want to be like mainstream Americans who went to work every day and the 9-to-5 jobs, the PTA mothers. This is a story about about the family, but also how 2 parents, there are a group of people in this society who like kind of squatting, being squatters and making do and, living on the edge of society. And this is this woman's story and how it affected her. And, at one point when she's older, she actually sees her mother in New York, digging through a garbage can. They're homeless. They choose to be homeless, because I don't want to give away one of the biggest secrets of the book, but they're choosing to be homeless and not take advantage of all the resources that they have. They never got on public assistance, even though they qualified. There was a pride in not being on public assistance. But the Glass Castles, the Glass Castle is just great. This is the most intelligent book And sometimes I think her parents might have some mental illness, but even if they did, they still, this is how they chose to live. It took me a while to finish this book because this was one of my, I call it my commuter reads. I would read it while I would take the train into work and on the way back. But it's a very good book. I don't know if I'm going to keep it because I am a book crosser, and I had intended on this book, you know, giving it to someone else to read and then, you know, moving it across the globe, but I loved it so much I might keep it. So that is my book review, and I will see you later. Bye!